May is pretty packed. I wish I weigh. I wish I may. May is the way, the only way till death do us part. May.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the fucking stroke, seizure, and a jerk off moment right there, all in one.
Speaking of San Marcos, don't forget the only dine-in Mexican restaurant that we like to go to, 2301 Southwest 59th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Give them a call. Let them know. Tell them Zach sent you, and Zach will personally hand off the 25% gift certificate. You can sit there and have lunch with Zach. $5 margaritas on Wednesdays. And don't forget, it's the only dine-in restaurant of the Cine-Men movie podcast. Ed goes there.
Want a piece of me?
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Good morning, Vietnam! I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
You do? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There's no crying in baseball. This is wrong, bitch. Hey, the Schwartz be with you.
I am your father.
At you, my pretty.
Take your stinking paws off me.
May the force be with you.
Here's Johnny.
What up, film fans? Happy Tippy Top Tuesday. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to episode 344. Welcome to A Time to Kill. The Reconnaissance. Welcome. You're listening to a new episode of the Cine-Men movie podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Juan, and I am joined by the cast, the crew, Mr. Ed.
Oh my God! Look who's back.
Back again. Back.
Dude,
Tell a friend.
I've been sick. I've been late at work. I've been like...
He got kidnapped by a cartel, let's be honest, and they had to bring him back.
Hey, maricon, okay? Look.
He was abducted in plain sight. That's part of my recent watches that we're going to get ready to get into. We are going to just snatch on by and just rush in to recent watches. It's been a minute since we've all hung out and talked movies with each other. If you're listening to us, welcome to another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Welcome to episode 344. I'll kick us off right away with recent watches. Since the last time I have talked to you guys, I finished James Bond. Zach?
I'm sorry.
I am too. That franchise is so up and down.
Yep.
I'm going to get so much flack for this, but I think I enjoy the 10 Fast and the Furious movies more than I do the 24 James Bond movies.
I mean, at least that's, going up, and then
It has a director. Yeah.
plunged.
The greatest James Bond movie of all time. Do you guys know what I'm going to say?
Casino Royale.
Zach, do you want to take a guess?
Either that or Skyfall.
No Time to Die.
I was about to say that too.
Yeah, one of the correct ones. Yeah.
No Time to Die is just so captivating, and it pulls everything together like no James Bond movie ever has, and it has just a perfect ending for a character that I've ever seen in motion picture history. So,
well, let me ask: do you like? I agree with you. It does pull all the strings together and make a good, awesome finale. But do you like it because of like the movie, or like we have like a good memory of like reviewing it because it took hell and ever to get to it?
That's true. There is a good memory to that episode because it's kind of taken the Batman 2 effect right now.
Oh yeah.
But it was a good fond memory of an episode, and the rewatch was phenomenal. I went on a Nicole Kidman watch for some reason. I checked out Baby Girl and Batman Forever. R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Have
you guys talked about that on the show yet?
He died after last Tuesday, so I don't think we got to. Yeah. I did watch Mufasa. I highly.
Not bad.
It's not bad. I really enjoyed Mufasa.
Dude,
So-
I've got to say, like, the only thing I didn't enjoy is just very, very end of it where they had to put, like,
They had to put the scar on the lion.
Face, yeah.
no, that was perfectly fine. I understand going into from, the prequel to the original 100% good with it. But you had to include some cast members that I'm just like, it's unnecessary.
Timon and
Yeah.
Pumbaa.
No, that was fine. That was great. They were
No,
fine.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Who?
But-
Tell me. Who?
Exactly.
Who? No, for real. I don't know. Who?
Was it
Didn't
Beyonce-
do anything into
Beyonce's kid?
the live action.
No.
So it's just like, okay, I get it, but like, how much stake do they own for them just to be like, well, now you're gonna put my kid like?
Well, that's
Yeah.
a lot of beef, dude. A lot of steak.
No, it just is. It's overwhelmingly just old.
Well, I mean, I will say, like I said on the show, I did not have a rage stroke when I walked out of the theater from seeing that. So it's a win in my book.
Have you seen Snow White?
Yes.
I know you have. Okay, let me ask you this, because we went to go see it together, us
Oh,
and two guests. I did not mind it. I liked it.
I didn't
thought
hate it.
was good.
yeah. I didn't hate it
See,
either.
The bad thing about it is the actress doing what she did off set, out of
Her-
camera.
Her wokeness. Yes.
It's not even just that, but like intentionally just bashing the original. It's my opinion. Don't watch my movie if you don't agree with me. Bro, this could have set you up for 10 years minimum.
Yep.
Minimum 10 years.
Well,
2, 3, 5 years down the road, say something about your opinion, and cool. Nobody's gonna flip nothing. You're gonna be, who you are now, and you've got bull.
my
Now-
biggest thing about it is, and I get why they did this, and you can really thank Peter Dinklage for doing this. But why were the 7 dwarves CGI creations? You could have got like
no. Take that back about Mr. Dinklage. He drinks, he knows things, and he gets busy with the ladies. Okay.
So also, hold on. Weren't they motion capture? They weren't CGI
no, I think
they
they're
were
all
still
CGI.
CGI
because there was an actor for every individual dwarf.
there
Well,
was
they were-
a
They were
voice actor.
they were motion capture CGI creations. I guess. You would
Oh,
say.
okay.
But the thing is this. It's because of Rachel Zegler. She did not want. She apparently has a fear of little people, so she didn't want to work with little people. The
Well, you
thing
picked a hell of a
is
movie
what-
to do that.
bro. The thing is what's messed up enough that they did it and complied.
I know.
B didn't say, well, the story, right? She meets these 7 dudes. And they save her ass and become her family at one point, right? You
Family.
understand that, right? Family. Not only that, but in adding the salt to the wound, one of the voice actors is a little person.
Salt to the Corona.
And I'm just like, bro, you could have got Brad Williams, you could have got Peter Dinklage, you could have had the dude that voiced the other character. There's so many little people that you could have gotten jobs.
The
but
Leprechaun.
No, I mean, is he still alive?
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Well, no, we've lost like what? Vern Troyer. We've lost
Warwick Davis. He's still alive.
Warwick Davis would have been an awesome one for Doc, I think. But. Dude,
Where's me gold?
There was so many different potential options right there that they could have gone with, but instead they bowed down to her, and
Well,
then all of a sudden,
I didn't mean
Nope.
for my recent watch to bring up a Snow White civil war here.
oh no, that's my bad. I'm sorry
But-
about that, but
No,
No,
I think
we can all agree.
I think we all gave
agree
it like
that it's not.
we all probably gave it a 2. It's not
Yeah.
good, but it's not like terrible.
No, I think we can all agree. We can all agree that it's not nowhere near what people are making it out to be.
I
still-
would give it a 7.
Oh my god, dude.
Wow.
With hold on,
Are we doing 10? Or we're not doing 10-star ratings anymore. We're 5.
Well, okay,
I gave it a 2.
A 3.5.
Oh,
I would give it a 3.5 personally because
you
of
love
this.
you love little people though, dude.
Don't get me wrong, I think it was a missed opportunity. But okay, because of this. Gal Gadot was fan-fucking-tastic in that, dude.
He's got a 2 months worth of rants about Snow White.
Maybe we should save it for an episode, actually.
She was fantastic. Not only that, but the transition from her walking down
Whoa,
that
whoa,
spiral
whoa.
staircase.
We got to be careful with that word you said.
Fantastic?
The trans word you said.
The
Transition. Boy, the transition of her walking down the staircase and going into the form of the Wicked Witch was bomb.com. Like, that shit was badass. The apple, pretty cool looking. It was kind of weird, but pretty cool. The whole change.
You're not cool.
You're not cool. I spit in the face of people. No, I'm just kidding. But the 7 characters that they did live action bring in instead of the 7 dwarves to go ahead and be that in between, basically, that we're the king's men and we don't know the king though.
Even though Zach liked it, I bet Zach, when the scene popped up with Snow White and the prince was gonna try to have her escape, it felt like a Shrek movie, didn't it?
yeah,
dude,
kind of when you think about when he said that,
bro. No. That girl's haircut the whole damn time reminded you of Shrek movies. She was Lord Farquaad hardcore on that.
Yeah, out of everything that is a problem, like the biggest thing is Rachel Zegler's hair. It is horrendous. Like they could have done so many things with that, but no.
She might as well have been like, several of you may die, but that is a price I'm willing to pay.
I'm gonna finish it off, then we can get to Zach. I had the niche to watch Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, stupid.
That has to be a movie we talk about this year.
Yeah,
bro,
has to be.
Yeah,
fucking Napoleon Dynamite, super bad.
And then last week, if you watch last week's episode, Companion was a fantastic watch. Great movie. It's my first 5-star movie of the year, so go check it out. And then I finished it off with Den of Thieves 1 and 2.
What was the recommendation, or what was the requirements that it met to become a 5-star?
It was on the edge of your seat.
Okay.
It was not long but sweet.
Okay.
It was a very better second time watch, and we all know how second watches are with us. It has to outstand and outlast the test of time. Jack Quaid was phenomenal, and Sophie, what's her name?
Thatcher.
Sophie Thatcher was fantastic too, and it was a breath of fresh air of a dark horror comedy. So
there you go.
Really liked it.
Okay.
That's it. If I had to recommend anything, Companion and Den of Thieves 2. Zach, what about you?
So, finishing up some shows that had their finales. Reacher on Amazon Prime had a great finale. Daredevil Born Again has its season finale tonight. 1923 had a fantastic series finale. 2 seasons. I think they're 8 episodes apiece. If you love the Yellowstone series, you'll definitely you'll enjoy it. It has a lot of setup for the other shows. There you go. The Last of Us season 2 started on Sunday. I'm doing a rewatch of season 1. I have the last 2 episodes. I'm looking forward to what's going to be in store for season 2. And then movie wise, went and saw Drop, the new Blumhouse movie. Really good. Fantastic. It's actually a very good psychological thriller, a throwback to a Hitchcock movie. And Johnny, you'll appreciate this, the new A24 movie, Warfare. There you go. No, between Drop and Warfare, and I think we might go see The Amateur tomorrow. We'll have to see. But there's actually some pretty good movies in the theater right now. So Go check out Drop. Go check out Warfare. The Last of Us on Max It Up. And Daredevil, Born Again on Disney Plus and 1923 on Paramount Plus. Ed Wood, what about you?
Yeah, well,
I want to see you drop. You drop. Ed, you check anything out recently in the last 7 years?
Honestly, most of what I've been checking out is this guy right there.
Is that the sequel to the Jackie Robinson story?
Negative. That is a water-based guide.
Oh, so
We'll say that.
you're learning how to water base some people.
I mean, technically, I guess some systems.
Nice.
Snow White, definitely already know, was one. We have actually caught up to both the UK Ghosts as well as Ghosts USA, and then
With Patrick Swayze?
Negative.
Oh.
That's just Ghost. That was just him.
Johnny's got jokes today, so wait till we get to the actual conversation piece of the show.
Ghosts, on the other hand, is a show about several different time spirits that haunt a house, get two living companions that come up, and one of them almost dies in both the UK and the US show, and the female who almost died can see the apparitions and the spirits now, and can talk to them and all that, and tries to help them with the random events that happen.
Nice. What do you check that out on?
So that, oh crap.
It's probably
If I'm not
on
mistaken,
Paramount Plus.
it should be Paramount. Yes.
Yeah.
It is Paramount. You can also check it out on Pluto, Fubo,
Nice.
CBS, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and YouTube TV with a premium subscription. So there's that, and that is both. As well as apparently there's an Australian Ghosts coming soon too.
Oh hell yeah!
If you guys want to check out what we talked about last week, like I said, we dissect and talked all about Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid, and Companion. It's available now wherever you listen to podcasts at. Just search our social media links right here. Ed, what are the social media links? Let all the great listeners know where they can find us.
Facebook.com/The Cine-Men Movie Podcast, TheCineMov or MENMOVIEPODCAST. Instagram /The Cine-Men Movie Podcast, same spelling. X at Cinemen405. That is CINEMEN 405. The email is at cinemen921@gmail.com. Go ahead and leave us some emails, some replies to some of our questions, as well as some answers to what we've done in our top fives. We love to hear from you. We love to hear anything from our people out there in the podcast world.
Our people.
You know.
Next week, we are going to have a fun episode. Next week is one of a kind. We are going to have a top 5 episode. And it's also going to be the physical media portion of this podcast. So next week's episode, we're not talking about a movie. We're not reviewing a specific movie. We're talking about the importance of physical media. And we will list our top 5 favorite physical media pieces. That's next week. But this week, let's dig into our subject matter. This week, we're talking all about A Time to Kill. It is the Matthew McConaughey is what we're going through this year. This year is completely dedicated to Mr. Texas Chainsaw. So today we're talking about A Time to Kill.
We're not talking about that. So don't even set that up.
Oh, no, it's coming. It's coming. IMDb currently has it at a 7.5. Rotten Tomatoes is at 67%. The Metascore is 53%, while the Letterboxd is at a 3.7 out of 5. With a $40 million budget, it grossed a little over $152 million at the box office. Starring Matthew McConaughey, Sandra Bullock, Samuel Jackson, Kevin Spacey, Oliver Platt, Charles S. Dutton, Brenda Fricker, Donald Sutherland, Keither Sutherland, Ashley Judd,
Any relation?
Tohina Stewart, Chris Cooper, Kurtwood Smith.
Oh hell yeah!
And I know we got some other people in there. Anyway, this is a star-studded cast, written by Josh Grisham with a novel from A Time to Kill, and directed by Joel Schumacher. A young Mississippi lawyer defends a black man who has killed the two white men that raped his preteen daughter. Zach, we'll start with you. Do you remember the first time you'd seen A Time to Kill, and what was it like revisiting it for the episode?
Oh, it's funny. This movie got a Razzie nomination. um, honestly, the first time we saw this, and this is going to sound kind of weird, I saw this in a high school sociology class. Like they divided the movie up like over 3 days, which I think this is why I have the trauma of I feel like this is like a 3.5 hour movie. But I just remember being just kind of uncomfortable the entire time watching it for the first time, which, you know, obviously given the subject matter. And then I always had it like really high up in my McConaughey movies as like, oh, that's such a good movie. This rewatch, man, I was floored by it. Like I was like, it's 2.5 hours, but it flies. And
Yeah.
it's a I'll just go ahead and say it's a damn good movie. What about you guys?
The first time I watched it, it was definitely an uncomfortable movie. It was a movie I was like at 7, 8 years old. My dad picked it out to rent it. Wow, that's all I could say, just because of how much trauma it gave me personally.
Yeah, you set that up at the end of last episode because I'm kind of curious what the trauma was.
Yeah, just watching this at like 7 years old, dude, seeing a little black girl walk home, and
Yeah.
the movie just starts off with that. It makes you feel super uncomfortable, and there's so many uncomfortable scenes throughout the movie. But this time around, I haven't seen this movie in about 5, 6 years. Absolutely love the watch. I had some issues with the physical copy, and I talked to Jay about it. Jay said he had the same thing when he watched it digitally. The audio soundtrack to this movie is so small. I had to turn it up to like 70, and that was with the sound bar because the soundtrack was just so low. I don't know if you guys had the same issues, um, but movie wise, fantastic movie. Had no issues with it. Almost a perfect courtroom drama, and the star-studded cast was all right, all right, all right. So,
first time I've ever seen it, for that matter.
oh, nice.
Was just the other day. It's kind of one of those movies that hits on a lot of topics that unfortunately is still coming to this day, or continuing to this day. There are unfortunately people out there who don't, drunk or not. I've never been drunk enough to I don't know what you'd call it, to accost somebody, something like that. I've never been drunk enough to
Lose control.
not even that, man, to black out and all that stuff. Because don't get me wrong, there's been plenty of times to where me and my wife have drank. I've drank with you, Johnny, plenty of times. And there's never been a time in my life to where I have a blackout, to where I've been missing, memories, or I woke up and found myself in some slammer not knowing why I'm in there, kind of thing. I've been married for quite a while now, and not one time has.
Well, these two guys at the beginning of this movie definitely did not pass out and not have any recollection of what they did.
No, they were full aware of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, 2, 3, even 5 beers, you're full aware of your intentions and you're doing it, in my eyes.
So let's talk about this movie. This movie is 20 years old, 30 years old next year. I took a step back because I rewatched Batman Forever, and I'm like, oh my god, the same director directed both these movies.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. to Val Kilmer. Joel Schumacher is a great director in his time, but he did kind of almost completely murder the Batman franchise. But give or take, dude, A Time to Kill, this recent watch was phenomenal. I don't know. I think you can put this up there with any courtroom drama, and with those performances, I think it nails every single one of them in the park. I'm going to get some hate mail, but I put this up there with To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah,
it deals with a lot of the same stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, and And to think that this was Matthew McConaughey's first full-time big movie as a performance, I'm like, dude.
And the funny thing is, when you say that, I mean, he is obviously the lead actor, but he's like third bill cast behind Sandra Bullock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be in the movie. He was on the Two Bears One Cave podcast a little bit ago. I don't know if you guys hear that.
I think I have seen the episode you're about to talk about.
Bert Kreischer, who's going to be in Oklahoma City soon.
Yep.
So anyway, he was on their podcast a few weeks ago, and he was like, dude, I signed up and I was trying to be one of the Klan members, and long story short, the person they had for the lead backed out because Sandra Bullock's name was on there. They're like, I don't want to kind of say play second fiddle to Sandra Bullock, and he was, he got that part by mistake because Joel Schumacher had so much respect for him. So this could have been a completely different movie if things didn't turn up the way they turned up. So, and speaking of turning up, Matthew McConaughey rocked his socks off in this movie. So
yeah, because I'm looking on here because it says Joel Schumacher originally wanted Woody Harrelson to play the lead role, and Val Kilmer was also a contender for the role as well.
So,
if I'm not mistaken, he was saying that there was 100 roles or scripts that he had read, and he had 99 no's and 1 yes.
Yeah.
And then after this, he had 99 yeses and 1 no for that.
Well,
movie.
I think this is the role that, if I'm not mistaken, he almost got Titanic. Jack's role.
He says that this is the role that "quote unquote" made him famous.
Well, in the Bert Kreischer podcast, he does say all that was complete lies for the Titanic. He said he was never in lining for the Titanic at all.
He auditioned for it though, right?
He auditioned for it, but he was never in line for it. Yeah, he knew from the get-go that it was always going to be Leo, and his agent just was like, "You should just do it just in case."
I'm going down with the ship. All right. You go, like, the fuck?
He freezes like this.
He goes down. It'd be cool if you'd scoot over off that door just a little bit, Rose. I'd be a lot less cooler if you did.
Yeah, like, he has his cowboy hat on and everything.
He just goes and he's like holding it and he's sinking down.
Right. It's weird. He has the Texas symbol on his fingers as he's going down in the water.
Like stuff.
But I mean,
like one of your Longhorns.
And going back to A Time to Kill, I was super surprised how these two names in this movie was for me, and that's Oliver Platt was phenomenal, and Kevin Spacey.
Oh. Kevin Spacey.
I wanted to hate him.
Say what you will about him. He's a damn good actor.
I know it was kind of like bittersweet, but I hated him so much in this movie, even in the rewatch. But I'm like, man, his acting, playing the just
slimy,
the slimy Southern slang that he also had. He sounded like he was from that Southern Miss territory.
It sounded like he might have been part of a cow patty at one time.
Well, the funny thing is like I know McConaughey says the character's name in the movie, but I had to go back and see the list of characters. His first name is Rufus, so like right off the bat, that's going to be like the villain of the movie, or like the morally corrupt character, or the opposite of what
you got against Rufus, man? What happened there, dog?
Rufus Buckley. That doesn't sound like a asshole.
Rufus Buckley.
Yeah,
you're right now.
But you can tell like it was a very much like politically driven character. Like, I'm going to do this case so I can get governor or whatever it is.
Which I mean is not a bad way to look at it, because that's how most top senators become in the positions that they're in. But yeah, he played his character to the tit. He was like perfect. Looking back at it, we can sit here and praise the whole cast almost. I'm going to sit there and say there is not somebody misplaced in this movie.
No, I totally agree.
Kiefer Sutherland played a great over the top Klansman. Now, I will say there was some scenes that I thought were maybe over the top. And this is the only kind of, it's really a funny negative too, but it's the only negative I have is like when they're signing up for the Klan, Kurtwood Smith has like a contract or an application that they have to sign and fill up. And it's
No,
like, hey,
I think that is a real thing.
but it's just funny. It's like, well, here's a contract. Now go ahead and get your 5 whitest men you like, and make sure they have the same hate you do.
So is it bad? Is it real bad that during those scenes I kept thinking of Django Unchained? No, we do not have an extra bag. Is that bad?
I was thinking of that 70s show. I'm like, okay, he's gonna call him a dumbass anytime now.
I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. I'm like, the hell? Dude, no. Aligning with some, but the thing I could not get out of my head because he had the same damn look about 10 years almost later. Kiefer Sutherland, because one of my favorite movies is The Lost Boys. And
yeah,
dude,
it is the same look.
Like, it was in 1987 and this is in 96, and he looks so similar. Put a leather jacket on that motherfucker, give him some eyeliner, some red, and send his ass at night and go, like, you know. So it just, I couldn't fully take him serious just because of that, but the rest of it, I was like, damn, dude.
Well,
like,
and for me, I've always liked Kiefer Sutherland as an actor. I've seen all of 24, so it's just weird seeing Jack Bauer as a Klansman. It's just, I thought he was going to turn around. It's like, you're all under arrest now.
I got you, you bitches. What?
And you know
I
that
can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
you know Kiefer Sutherland and Donald Sutherland are father and son, right? Like, know that they're like related, right?
Oh,
let him do the math. Let him do the math.
Who are you talking to?
You mean
I was talking ahead, but
you mean Lucine and Freddie were related?
You know what movie I always put Donald?
I know
Donald Sutherland. You know what movie I always picture him? Not Invasion of the Body Snatchers, because that's a classic Donald Sutherland movie, but I always picture Puppet Master. Not the Puppet Master with the little crazy creatures, but Puppet Master, where he like it's a weird sci-fi movie, but that's always every time I think of Donald Sutherland. And let's talk about Miss Sandra Bullock in this movie.
oh, man,
how perfect was she being my daddy's rich, I don't need money, I just want to do what's right for this case.
It's rare on stuff like that, and I mean, don't get me wrong, especially back because
she had a good Southern accent too.
I think they all did. I think they all nailed the Southern accent perfectly.
Was it too over the Mississippi top though? Like,
what do you mean?
Like they really
wanted ain't nothing but you know,
like they really wanted you to know that they were in Mississippi. Whether it was making everybody look super hot and sweaty, the Southern twang.
Yeah, Ashley Judd did do a very good job as the wife, but like, why is she sweaty in every scene that she's in?
Because Mississippi is hot.
That's just the Southern. That's the Southern heat of M-I, crooked letter I.
You are stupid.
Down here below the Mason-Dixon, it's hotter than two bitches in a wool sock on a hot Sunday in church.
But that shows you that the state of Mississippi or this town is just as important of a character as any of the other characters, live action characters in the movie.
Oh, it definitely is, because the whole thing of McConaughey trying to get like relocation for the trial, that's huge.
See, I was gonna go ahead and point on that because he wanted to move it to where it would be more of a favorable case. But the thing is the judge, Patrick McGoohan, was like, yeah, no, we're good where we are, brother. Sorry.
Yeah.
It happens. And it's like, okay, don't get me wrong. I understand murder's bad. I get it. You know what I mean? But
that's not what your back tattoo says, but go ahead.
Oh no, that's a Grim Reaper. You laugh. I'm not fucking playing. I've got the Grim Reaper on my back, dude.
Well,
not-
you know,
Zach's like, prove it.
This episode turned real dark all of a sudden.
Wait till he
But-
takes his shirt off.
we ain't going
Hey, listen.
Okay? I
You
ain't trying to
joke.
get
He
this
will
banned.
do it. I'm not. He will do it.
I ain't trying to get this banned, okay? They gonna be like, sir, that was nudity right there. No, but not getting it moved, like that judge understands that that's almost you might as well go ahead and kill him. You might as well put him in the gas chamber.
So why not
Or,
also
you know.
like? Couldn't they also maybe instead of making the jury from that county, couldn't they maybe bring in from other counties?
Supposed to not, no.
Or at this point, if you're Mississippi, you're all born, bred Mississippi, Ole Miss, Mississippi, doesn't matter. Mississippi is as Mississippi does.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be. Have either one of y'all been called up for jury duty?
Negative, and I don't want to.
Well, I mean, I have.
Well,
once.
you're gonna get
But-
you're gonna get a letter in the mail tomorrow, Johnny. You better get prepared yourself.
What if
I
I,
have-
what if I don't go?
I wouldn't
Ooh,
recommend
You better
it.
have a damn good reason. And
I have- I have the vid.
Yeah, they probably
They don't
will
care no
want
more.
some tests.
Don't care.
I'm not Republican or Democrat, so I can't go.
They don't give a damn. But it is supposed to be from your county, from a jury of your peers, stuff like that. That are like, okay, so if you or I were going to trial, okay, neither of us could be on jury because I'm related to you. Same thing with you, though. Neither of us could go and be on a jury if you went to trial, and vice versa on either one of us, because we've been in so many of these damn things, as well as we have history and employment and stuff like that. So, to my knowledge, like if your friend, if you know them or anything,
Wait a
like
minute.
that, you
They
can't
pay
be
you.
a part
They
of
pay.
it.
They pay you for jury duty.
They do, but it ain't shit.
So what if they call me up and I have to go, but I work? Which one's more important?
Jury duty.
Oh, please call me. Take me. Let me do a 3-6 month long case of jury duty.
That's the funny thing. Like every time someone says, "I hope when they get jury duty," it's like, "Oh, I hope it's on a murder trial that's going to last for 3 years or something like that."
I mean, come on, please.
But yeah, and I mean, honestly, legally, your job can't fire you. Your job can't do shit about it.
No.
Legally.
Yeah, legally they can't do nothing about that.
I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was there whenever I did go. This was,
Jury duty.
I just gone like 4 years ago, and 3 years ago, and it was basically a go up there, sit up there for 3 hours, and
Do nothing.
in a room, and literally, well, no, it's a hurry up and wait kind of scenario because you go in the courtrooms, they send you up to a certain place, you wait there, you're with like 100 other people, and you get cycled through, and then they put you in different rooms. And basically, my whole room got taken and let out onto an alley and was like, y'all can go home. Here's this. We're going to go ahead and send a letter to the place that, or a check to your place of residence and go from there. And I think the check was only like $38 or something like that.
Oh my God, that's not even enough for a Caniac combo.
I mean, shit anymore, no. Getting too damn high on that chicken, But
I also have to point out the Chris Cooper, the guy who played the deputy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Chris Cooper a lot. He's
Deputy
like
Dwayne.
Chris Cooper. Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, but he reminds me a lot of like Barry Pepper. Like he's in a bunch of movies, you don't know who he is really, but every time you see him, he just nails everything he does.
Yeah, I agree. He's in a bunch of stuff. Like it's kind of insane.
So he's a construction worker.
No, he reminds me a lot. He's on the same level of like J.K. Simmons, where it's just like, oh yeah, I didn't know he was in this.
I recognize that motherfucker. It's not Wednesday, sir. He ate her too.
That was so random.
I I don't know when the next time we'll talk about Chris Cooper again, but what's maybe a fond memory or movie you guys have of good old Chris Cooper? Oh, CC. That's what I call him on the side when we're hanging out drinking.
Oh, are you gonna go meet up with him after this?
Honestly, we have a meeting next week. He was going to ask me about a new role he's doing. He wanted me to put my 2 cents in on it.
I'm sure.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at his filmography. Probably the first time I actually saw him was probably The Patriot with Mel Gibson. Seabiscuit's good. The Town is really good. Oh, Remember Me, the Robert Pattinson movie? I think that's
He was the dad, right?
yeah, that's an underrated movie.
That is an underrated movie. I'm glad you brought that up. 1 star for Zach. I'm always going to remember him. Ed, you probably know this too. I'm always going to remember him in. I just had it on the tip of my lollipop tongue. Jarhead. He played the lieutenant.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he's one of those actors. He can just act with his eyes. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. Look at me. He is always acting with his eyes. The way he squints, he can tear up just instantly. But yeah, I liked him in Jarhead.
He's in a lot of shit with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
October Sky.
Well, yeah, October Sky, Demolition.
What'd you guys think of his Norman Osborn?
Yeah.
He wasn't terrible.
He wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
Oh, come on.
Don't
You
lie.
yourself,
Don't
Irene.
sit there and lie.
Just because he's not your tip of the Willem Dafoe. Oh, A24. I'll show everything and everything.
Hey, you're the one who gone ahead and made us understand that one film. Okay.
Oh, Antichrist.
I was about to say you are the motherfucker that did that, bro.
Have we ever talked about Antichrist in a format on this show?
And we're not going to, so don't even think about it. There's a great joke. I always go back to it. I think it was when we did our top 10 favorite movies of all time. You remember this, Ed? Where I brought it up and you were just like, Antichrist is like, no. The way you talked about it was like the German edition. It's just like busting out laughing.
Ed enjoyed it. Okay, he came over one day and watched it with me. That's how much he enjoyed it.
So you enjoyed seeing the Nosferatu? Is what you're saying?
9.5 out of 10, sir. I'm not using the star scale either.
That was my star rating.
Anyway, enough talk about Defoeism. I will say, like, this movie is like very. I mean, it's shot kind of basically, but I will say that the opening, obviously, the rape sequence is actually well done in the sense that it's shot. It's kind of cut back and forth between like the first person perspective of Tanya, but also kind of like I want to say like shaky cam, or like you don't see like the actual full rape, but you see like her hand or her clothes being ripped off of her back, or like
it's almost like a documentary shot.
Yeah.
Traumatization.
So I guess that leads into like the moral ambiguity, the moral statement of the movie. Thank you. Mm-hmm. The moral compass of the movie. I don't have kids. Eddie don't have kids. Obviously, Johnny, you do. If something happened, if that happened to your daughter, would you go full Carly on them?
This is the first time I watched this.
I won't sell this podcast to the feds. You're safe. You can say.
This is the first time I watched this movie since having a daughter, and I'll just say the ending speech that Matthew McConaughey said, and then when he said what he said at the end, it got me like in a ball of like. I was like that Arthur meme where he had his fists doubled up like this in the Arthur meme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you know what? I would do the exact same thing. I wouldn't even care if I lived to see the next day. If something like that happened to mine, you best believe I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna borrow, I'm gonna somebody's getting castrated.
I'll bring shovels.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go John Wick on them, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know about a gun though. I think I might. That's another conversation. But yeah, I would do the same thing.
But it's interesting. I mean, like you
Carl
said,
Lee is free. Carl Lee is free.
it's funny that you say that. I mean, the first time you watch this, you don't have kids, but then the second time, you do have a daughter, and so it kind of changes your perspective on what you would do in that situation.
Yeah, and even the guy who played the dirty cop, who ended up
Yeah.
getting his at the end of the movie, you're just like, you piece of chocolate bar.
Garbage.
Yeah. You.
Is he the one that releases Sandra Bullock?
No, does that guy ever come back into play?
No, I couldn't figure out who that was.
He gets killed after that.
Okay, because the guy who let her go was just some random brawny looking guy. Like he looks like he belongs on. Yeah, he looks like he belongs on a paper towel commercial. I was like, man, he just came out of nowhere. Is that Keanu Reeves from Speed?
It was the Speed multiverse.
Speaking of, I got Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Oh.
The one where they're on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
You know what? No. We're not gonna get into that. Go ahead.
Mother boat.
Let's talk about Oliver Platt, because I really enjoyed him in this movie, and I don't know, again, kind of just like Chris Cooper, when we'll probably talk about him again. Oliver Platt to me is a very underrated actor.
Absolutely.
I enjoy him a lot. His recent work in The Bear is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But guys, he's in some stuff that, like, back in the 90s, you're just like, that movie may not have survived if he wasn't in it.
Lake Placid.
Have you guys seen Ready to Rumble with David Arquette, where they go hop on and try to be WCW wrestlers?
No.
And Oliver Platt plays the king, and he's trying to get the belt from DDP and Goldberg and all them. No? Ready to Rumble?
No.
Do yourself a favor. It's WrestleMania week. Check out Ready to Rumble. It's a funny movie. Check it out.
I thought for a second you said physical media episode's canceled. We're talking about that next week.
Speaking of WrestleMania, guys, don't forget this Thursday, we're talking all about WrestleMania 41. We are going to have predictions. We're going to go through the entire card, who's winning, who's losing, and we're going to predict where the story goes after WrestleMania. So if you want that entire lineup in an episode, hang out with us this Thursday night, 8 p.m. We're talking WrestleMania 41 on the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. RIP to the Sports Breakers. If we talk sports, it's all going to be under one name.
I saw the wrestlers on the promo thing that you just showed. I was like, God damn it! Like he really.
Oh, you thought I was pulling physical media?
Oh,
physical media.
I just came back. You don't want me to go away so soon.
Physical media is my jam. That's gonna be a fun conversation next week.
You thought he was about to yeet that shit out of here.
So you mentioned it just a minute ago. When he does the closing statements, and he kind of basically he tells Tanya's story all over again, but he says, like, now just imagine that as being a white girl. I think, I mean, I'm as sad as that is to say, I think it just changed the jurors' opinion on how they're going to vote on that.
In a lot of ways, I get the premise of it, like towards the movie, towards the town folk, towards the jurors, towards, I get that part. What I don't get is why. You know what I mean? Even in real life, I don't get why. Yeah.
You know what's crazy about it? I know this is a touchy subject, and I know what time and day we're in right now, but the way this movie is shot and discussed in plain sight, some of the stuff that's going on right now towards some, I don't want to say like illegals, but some of the way the government is treating a lot of different people from a different majority of background, race, what state you come from, what country you come from. There's a lot of regular folk in our country today that are treating people certain ways just because they may not have originated from this country. or at least they may not have been thinking. It's like, dude, like Ed said, here we are 30 some odd years later, 40, 50, and it's like the man in charge is still making us think certain ways, like it's kind of upsetting all these years later. Like it's like we have not learned anything.
I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised this movie didn't get like I'm not going to say like a re-release, but I'm kind of surprised it didn't get like a resurgence through some of the stuff that has gone on the last couple of years.
Well, if you look at, I just found out this weekend that they took away like Black History Month. Martin Luther King is no longer a national holiday. They took away like a lot of these things, and the LGBTQ month and all that good stuff. Like Juneteenth is no longer a national holiday. Like they just took all that away this year, and it's still, I think, a holiday, but it's not recognized as a national, federal holiday anymore.
Is that true? Like I mean, we don't get that day off work. We got to work that day, but like they don't.
Then it's not a recognized national holiday anymore.
Oh, interesting.
It was signed off on January the 20th.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's
Okay.
yeah, and it's like, where are we going, and where has this movie? You would think movies
So
teach us some
MLK
kind of
Day
way.
is still a national holiday.
Thanks for open though.
They're not. It's not as like businesses don't really recognize it as it was back in the day. I guess.
Don't get me wrong. Like, okay, the business you're with, they don't give a shit about nothing.
No.
None
I mean,
of it. Not
like
Christmas,
when I
not
first
Thanksgiving,
started
July
with
4th, nothing.
when I first started with this organization, we had MLK Day off, but in the last couple of years, we got to do like a skeleton crew, and someone's got to work that day. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. My job, bro, we don't get off for every holiday. We don't, but this Friday we're getting off for Good Friday. So I mean, it's one of the flex days that they use. But Christmas, we're off Christmas Eve, we're off New Year's Eve, we're off the entire week of Thanksgiving.
It's just crazy. Like all these, all these things that have gone on with some people getting like shipped and thrown over borders and stuff, and it's like, they're people too. Why are we're still just backsetting decades and decades ago? But I don't know. I guess until it really happens here or to one of us, it's probably not gonna. He's always doing the right thing, but that's a whole nother conversation for another story. Matthew McConaughey, though, is doing the right thing every single day. You can catch him everywhere. He's been in Super Bowl commercials this year. He's been on different podcasts. There's something that dude has not. He's got his hands in almost everything that you could think of this year.
he has a charisma that's very sickening. Like everyone wants to hang out with him.
Have you guys read something that he has a distinct smell to him? Like it's not like a bad smell, but it's just like maybe cigarettes and whiskey and leather because he's always in leather.
I've heard he does not use deodorant. I have heard that, but then again, supposedly, as far as males go, we either have a natural scent of vanilla or of urine. I don't know how true that is.
This has been Matt, the Cine-Men movie smell podcast. Come back next week.
There are a lot of people that actually swear that you can use a lemon as deodorant.
I have heard that he has so much money, like he could retire from acting. Like he would not have to act ever again. But I have heard that.
Did you see who was it? I think Glenn Powell was in the media last week or the week before, and I guess they were talking about how close those two are. And they were like, "Yeah, you're at every Texas Longhorn game too." And Glenn Powell's like, "Yeah, I'm there every Saturday." And they're like, "But the camera never focuses on you. It's just always on Matthew McConaughey."
Yeah, see, he literally says that he doesn't wear and hasn't for over 20 years. That a man should smell like a man. and that
that sounds like the most McConaughey thing that I've ever heard.
apparently Kate Hudson, a co-star of his, has also stated that she doesn't wear deodorant either, and that she can smell him from a mile away. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
No wonder when he's on the sideline at Texas games, he's the only one in that circle. They just leave him alone. They treat him like Bevo. There's like nobody around him.
I didn't know they had Matthew McConaughey for barbecue.
It's pretty good. I gotta tell you, I was in Texas just a few days ago, and already in April it was like 98 degrees.
Oh yeah.
And gas was $3.50, and I'm like,
bro,
I've had enough.
Trust me. Yeah, you see that?
Is that $3.50 too?
That was from Saturday and Sunday at 87 and 94 degrees or 92 degrees.
Ugh.
So, at the ball fields, like legitimately, you see where my glasses are. Where?
We didn't talk about Samuel Jackson. How would you guys say he did pretty good playing Carl Lee?
He sold it. He sold the emotion of the situation and like the anger. He uses eye. I mean, Sam Jackson is very good at like conveying information, but he uses eyes a lot in this movie, and it really shows.
Especially the scene where he found out the church was not going to give his wife any of that money.
Yeah,
and they were trying to play. It's crazy, and I kind of do and don't like it because it did show two sides to every story, and it showed how the church was like trying to also push the race thing too. Like, man, you gotta have a black man represent you. This guy's not doing anything for you, and then he still stood up and was like, no, Jake he's doing me right. He got my brother off. I have faith in Jake. Jake's gonna help me as well. So. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Jake Sully?
Yeah. Yep. Damn. Someone's pissed off.
No.
No. Any other thoughts before we go to favorite scene?
So
I'm going to ask you guys real quick before Ed goes off into his innocent or guilty.
Done wrong. The man in Texas who killed a rapist of his daughter got off on the same kind of thing, and he killed someone. Real life.
Hold on. Did you hear about Cain Velasquez? Cain Velasquez in California, somebody attempted to rape and assault his child, and Cain Velasquez did chase him down the street and the highway, but he ended up catching him and he killed him.
Well, hold on, but there's two different things right there. One, I am talking about a man in Texas. You are talking about a UFC fighter in California.
Yeah.
Two big differences right there.
Texas is its own country.
Practically.
Really?
Don't get me wrong, I do feel like murder is a serious crime. I do feel like murder is a serious charge. However, I do also feel like in cases like that, it is an eye for an eye in my thought process. Now, I ain't condoning it. I ain't commending it. But I'm not condemning it either. I personally think this is an innocent. This is a man protecting his due diligence. This is a man doing his part of the family. And this is just a father protecting his daughter. Yes, maybe after the fact, maybe after the incident, true. But at the same time, I have never tried to accost somebody like that. I don't believe it's right to accost somebody like that. I don't even try and accost my own wife with something like that. Don't get me wrong. If it's no, it's no. It's simple as that.
I agree with Sam Jackson. Innocent, free the man.
And then he's got to go lead the Avengers.
Yeah.
So.
You an eye for an eye. So take his eye out and then set him off to the Avengers. Get a cat to scratch.
He ends up doing Jackie Brown after this. So Sam Jackson ended up, and we're going to be talking about Sam Jackson too here in a few weeks when we do episode 3, Return of the Sith or Revenge of the Sith.
You get it right, sir.
So that should be fun.
You just
We're,
angry.
we're also going to talk about Hayden Christensen and how so many people butchered him then and thought he was one of the worst things about the Star Wars prequels, and now they're like, "No, we love you. We want you back. You're amazing in Obi-Wan." You guys had him then, and you cost it. You know, you lost it.
Bro, the glazing is impossibly crazy.
It is crazy, and we're going to talk about that too in just a few short weeks. But before we get there,
did you buy your tickets for the re-release yet?
Not yet.
Not.
Favorite scene?
Bitch.
First off, Mr. Rock and Roll. Okay.
Favorite scene, Ed?
I'd probably say the gun down scene when he popped out of that closet with the M16 was like, ah, you know. Dances with Wolves, huh? Kevin Costner. That's a corny motherfucker right there.
My favorite scene would probably be the scene where Matthew McConaughey finds the bomb, the guy trying to blow up his house.
Yeah.
Is it the red wire or the green wire?
And then the scene wherever he is trying to look for his dog, and Oliver Platt comes in and just delivers that bomb speech about, you know, walk away while you still can. Your marriage is roxy. You could lose your career. And he's like, your dog is dead. He's telling him every single reason to step away. And Matthew's just like, Jake's like, I can't quit. There's no way I can quit. I'm in too deep. I need to do the right thing. This is the right thing. And then the ending speech where Matthew McConaughey is just like, you know, now open your eyes and picture if she was a white girl. So, which I believe that was a Kanye West line too in one of his songs, but I don't know. Yeah. Zach, what about you?
Oh, damn. You took all the good ones, Johnny.
He said, get down, girl. Go ahead, get down in that song as well. So,
the bomb scene was really good when he busts out the house, just like about to get his revenge. Matthew gets his revenge. The closing statement from Jacob was really good. And honestly, we didn't talk about this, and I thought it did bring a little bit of levity and kind of like hopefulness maybe to the world. Was the ending when they go to the barbecue, and granted they're only white people there, but when Hannah and Tanya meet, it's like, you know what? Maybe we're not doomed to destroy each other. Maybe we can figure this out. It brought a little bit of hope at the end of the movie. So,
overall, I didn't know how this movie was going to take into effect talking about it so many years later, but I have to say, like, this was an enjoyable rewatch. The cast was phenomenal. I believe it was star-studded, to say nonetheless. And then this movie is just setting on the focus of the coattails of the performances of Matthew McConaughey, Sandra Bullock, Samuel Jackson, and Oliver Platt. So I'm going to give this movie 4.5, 4.5 stars. Ed, what about you?
I'm going to go ahead and go 4 out of 5 myself as well. This movie,
I did 4.5.
Oh, my bad. 4 out of 5 myself. This movie brings up a ton of hard topics. It really does. And to anybody who watches this and goes away laughing or joking about this or anything like that, you haven't experienced much ambiguity in your life. You haven't really gotten much disservice done in your life. So look deep inside yourself. It's my big thing right there.
Edward gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.5. Zach?
I guess I'll go to the top. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I think this is one of McConaughey's best movies, and it's when you said it was turning 30 years old next year, I was like, wow, that's kind of shocking, to be honest. But yeah, it's when we rank our McConaughey movies later this year, this will definitely have a place in that list.
So busy week. We're already on the second episode of April. Like I said, Thursday, don't forget WrestleMania predictions. We don't know who's going to come in yet. We don't know who's going to stop by. Hell, I might do the show by myself. No, I'm just messing with you. Somebody's going to come by. It's going to be fun. Hang out with us Thursday night, 8 p.m. NXT is going on live right now on the CW. Monday Night Raw was last week, so WrestleMania week is definitely in full swing. Next Tuesday, we're talking the importance of physical media, why we need it, do we need it, and how much of it do we have, and how much longer are we going to get to enjoy it for. So next week's conversation will definitely be pretty fun. And then we end the month with Sinners, the new Michael B. Jordan movie, which hits theaters this weekend. So go check it out. Guys, before we put a final nail in the coffin for A Time to Kill, anything you guys want to bring up before we get out of here?
I'm feeling oozy. I got a 17th coming on. I got Dirty taking the whole thing right there. Man, I might be a genius in the sky after it's all done. You know what I mean? Like,
Zach, what about you?
He don't know what the fuck I was talking about just now.
No, I'm just gonna say, go check out the movie. Go buy it. You can get it anywhere where Blu-rays or DVDs are sold. You could probably get it like for $3 at half price books. So go check it out.
But it's not even streaming anywhere.
No, and that was the crazy thing. I'm surprised that this is this is Warner Brothers, so I thought it would at least be on Max, but it's not.
The thing is this motherfucker over here is like, I ain't never seen some ghetto shit like that in my entire life. Blu-rays and DVDs, gotta step it up to 4K, bro.
I don't know what Johnny's gonna do next week. Next week, look at that blockbuster behind him.
I'm telling you, that family video.
Woo!
Bring your family, because I am the video.
I bet you are.
But I think that's going to be it, guys. If anybody wants to hang out, join us WrestleMania Thursday. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania on Thursday. Next week, we'll see you for a new episode of Physical Media, another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast.
Okay, bye.
Yeet.
Hook 'em.
Yeet.